Alrighty, enough of your vandalism. I didn't vandalize nothing. You have awakened us. This will now be your tomb. Yes, I can imagine it will be. Because you guys are scary and you're going to rage at me and it's going to be terrifying. But let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm going to hop the wall. Hop in the wall. Alrighty. Wow. So let's take a look at what we got here. So now they're circling. Remember what I said. I want to start off with Bess. I'm going to look for a good rotation because I'm all alone. And I don't want my pet awakening Nut. So he's too close to Nut right now. So I'm going to wait for him to separate out a bit. I'm lucky my pet's currently caught somewhere else. So I'm just going to sort of hide behind this pillar and see... this is good. Okay, so I want to awaken him. And see how he shoots at these weakens? They don't actually do damage, but they do weaken you. So then, and especially with his defense, like I'm not even doing more than she heals. And that's the healer, right? She heals like 100 every few seconds, which isn't that bad when they're like circling. But if you're having trouble actually pushing them, you might have to start with Nut because she doesn't heal. Well, she does. She's got vitality. She heals as much as any other boss does, which means as long as you don't take a year to kill, it's okay. But you can see how my pet does like 58 damage a shot to Nut and shoots fairly frequently, so he could actually awaken her quite conceivably. So I've actually gotten pretty good at doing FFA tombs because I soloed a couple, and my pet actually awoke Nut in a couple, and it was pretty brutal. So anyways, first phase of Bess is pretty simple. He shoots a sort of generic shotgun in all directions like that. He's got his stuns going out, and he's got a couple armor breaks as well. The little red shots are armor breakers. But it's pretty simple. Those shots do a lot. The blue, in the tomb, any big blue shot like that, not blue, any big black shot like that does a lot of damage. So you want to avoid those at all costs. But yeah, even his stuns do a fair bit of damage, and you can see his armor breaks coming out. He doesn't have many at this phase, but he'll have more later on, and you don't want to, they'll come back, they're boomerangs, so when they come back it hurts. And you'll see that sometimes he'll shoot an extra weaken. That's not him being awakened again, it's just they do that to sort of remind you that yes, they are fighting. Okay. You can see how it's nice and quiet. It's not even that scary because Geb and Nut are asleep. If Geb and Nut were awake, they'd be shooting as well. So I'd be getting shot at from him and from her, and it would just be absolute anarchy. No one wants that. So let me just deal with Bess some more. You see, you need to do more damage than she heals, which is a few hundred of rotations. So I'm actually not doing a very good job here. So I'm going to have to go a little bit more risky and... Ooh, I'm not playing very well at all. I'm going to stop explaining for a second and push him. Alright, so you can see in his second phase he shoots a lot of weakenings, a lot of armor breaks, and now this is a special phase. Any boss, all bosses have special phases. This is actually, he'll go armor broken, and look at those stuns. Absolutely everywhere, but he is nice and wide during this phase, so it's actually not that difficult. A lot of people get scared of this phase because of all the stuns and all the armor breaks and the double shot. It's not that scary, but watch out, see, when they come back together like that, you can easily get shot in the like, sort of the comeback, and oh shit, see, my pet awoke Nut. This is why you typically don't want pets that shoot in tombs. Because look at that, lots of weakens. It can make it very hard to actually push them because when you're weakened, you don't do enough damage. So you have to be able to dodge the weakens. I've gotten pretty good at it, but not perfect, as you can see. And most people would not like me in a tomb because of this, but I'm actually usually much better than that at keeping it clean. And you'll notice that weakens last all the way until the next weaken round, and there can be up to 4 blasts a weaken round, so you really need to get good at dodging them. Now this is his artifact phase. You see, they do weaken as well, and they're just tank artifacts. So they aren't actually that scary, they're just sort of to guard him. They don't do much damage. This is in fact why Bess is first, is because his artifacts are pretty much benign. They don't do much damage, they weaken, but I mean, they barely have any range, and their weaken isn't really a strong weaken, it's a short-lasting sucker. So that's why people like to start with Bess, whereas you'll see that Nut's artifacts and Geb's artifacts are a fair bit shiftier. A lot more dangerous, especially Gebs, actually. Gebs can get you dead. Nuts can kill you just as easily, but if you're careful, Nuts are survivable. But Gebs can have actually killed me a few times. Because they hurt, even to Knights. Yeah, so let's just push him. Now, the way you know the pre-rage, okay, is different for each boss. Bess here will shoot 3 dildos, 3 of those black shots, so he's pre-rage now, you can see that. So if I do enough damage, he's going to go to rage. When they go rage, they blink red and they do a lot of damage. Now, Bess is going to act like every other enemy in the tomb when he's raging, okay? He's going to try to stay a sort of medium distance away from me, so that's nice. Nuts' rage is absolutely insane because she will chase right at whoever is closest to her, and she will sit right on them if she gets the chance, okay? So Nuts' rage, you want to, if Nuts is pre-rage, which I'll cover later, you usually want to stay out and let whoever's going to deal with her. Because when she pops, it's scary. Now, you'll see when they pop, he'll shoot a lot of bullets, and he'll also set himself off to the middle. He'll go to the middle area and wait to be murderized, pretty much, while blasting stuns in every single direction like he's on a special phase, but while shooting a lot of dangerous shots as well. It's kind of interesting. All of their special phases sort of kind of reflect their rages, except for Gebs, because Gebs just... his rage is just a snipe, which I'll explain when we get to him. If we get to him, if I don't get killed or weakened too much. I do like how right now Nut and Geb are sort of together, so it makes it really easy for me to deal with that. Dang it, got weakened. Just try to dodge the weekend. There we go. Now when he comes around, I can probably push him to rage, maybe. Or maybe not. Ah, I got weakened again. Let's dodge. There we go, that's his rage. So you see how he blinked red, and he said something special. He said, the end of your path is here. Now, when everyone wakes up, they talk. So you see Nuts saying, Geb's scared, but yeah, that means she's awake. But you can see he is going to sit in the middle, and he's going to chase me at a sort of medium distance once I become uncloaked. There we go. See how he's going to chase me, but he's not really chasing me too bad, and he sort of jumps back when he gets too close, you know? He doesn't want to sit on me. He just wants to blast his stuns in every direction. He's got armor breaks everywhere, bullets everywhere. He's got his artifacts surrounding him, and they're tanking for him like that's their job, because that's their job. But this is actually the easiest rage to do. I mean, almost every class has a decent shot at getting this one done without any special items. Because he doesn't do that much damage. He's not, like, he doesn't do... His movement's not complicated. Any class can get to him. He's not doing any nasty effects. He's doing stun. That's his only... Stun and armor break are his only effects, and they're not actually all that scary. Right? Because, I mean, at least you can still shoot and move in every way that you usually want. And he doesn't have enough damage to be truly terrifying. I mean, yeah, it looks like the stuns look terrifying, but they don't actually do that much damage. I mean, if your armor broken, they hurt, yes. But they don't actually do that much damage. And he's got all the good white bags. He's got Prot and Pyra. And, of course, all 3 drop life. That's the way you get your life pots to get 8/8. Now, this technically counts as a clean tomb because now it's Nuts' turn. Now, a lot of people will want to trim the artifacts here, okay? Because you'll see that they're still surrounded by artifacts and they're still getting in the way, but best artifacts aren't that annoying, so it's not a big issue. So I'm just going to try to push Nut through her weakened phase, and you'll see when she awakens, she will make everyone else shoot. You'll see Geb, you see that black shot there did not come from her. It came from Geb. That's because she doesn't have any damaging shots. She's got a quiet one there, weakened, so quiet white, weakened blue, slow green. What else does she have? Blind purple, but she doesn't actually have any damaging shots. She's got that arrow will make armor breaking and doesn't do much damage, and that green arrow will paralyze you, but she doesn't really have any of those black shots of her own. The only one that, so when you awaken her, she has to awaken a friend. Geb gets a bit awakened and does hit 6 little shots. So not that dangerous unless you get attacked by all of her special shots, in which case all of a sudden his shots can hurt a lot. She also relies heavily on an artifact, which we will see shortly. Now, when you push her up, this is her special phase. These paralyze and hurt. Well, they don't hurt themselves, but when you get paralyzed, it's dangerous. Okay, so you got to watch out for her paralyzing shots. And during this phase, she'll often end up hugging Geb. She'll sort of sit right on top of Geb and say, like, Geb, protect me, or something, or Beth, protect me at once if it's Beth that she'll drag to her. She'll drag someone else on top of her and hide behind them to heal up a bit. Although she doesn't actually get like that. See how they're sort of sitting on each other? You can't get to them. You're just as likely to awaken the extra guy as to hurt her, so you just wait. And if you wait long enough, they'll separate out and she'll go back into being her special phase. Okay, so it's not happened yet. See, she's saying, Geb, eradicate these cretins from the tomb, but then now she's separated out and she's ready for me to push her to Artifact, which is her next phase. And her artifacts are green little circles, which we will see shortly, assuming she separates from Geb. Get off of each other, guys! Plocks, get off! Separate, I bid thee. I bid thee separate. It'll happen eventually. There we go. And any second now. When they switch phases, by the way, they do an extra round of shots and they become invulnerable for a second. But those are her artifacts. Her artifacts don't do much damage, but they slow. Combine the slow with the quicksand, and they are absolutely brutal. And then combine the slow and the quicksand and the armor break arrow she shoots, and they can kill you much faster than you'd think. So you gotta watch out for them. They are not to be trifled with. So that's why you do best first, because his artifacts, like honestly, we didn't even notice they were there. But these ones, they're like the bulk of the battle. They're like the most prominent thing in the battle right now is the fact that there's artifacts everywhere. So you really don't want those around now. Nut pre-rage is 2 arrows. So here, let me go visible, and you can see she'll be shooting 1 black arrow and 1 green arrow. 1, 1, 1, 1. When she's pre-rage, she's going to do a shotgun of 2 instead of 1. That's how you know she's pre-rage. So Bess is 3 shotgun, hers is 2 shotgun. And Geb's is, you'll see. See how she's shooting 1 paralyzed arrow, one of the big paralyzed arrows, and 1 of the small armor break arrows, and that's just about it. Weakened by her weakened shot. I am bad and I should feel bad. There we go. So now she's pre-rage. Her rage, as I said, is absolutely terrifying. What she's going to do is first, because I'm invisible, she's going to head to the center. Then she's going to chase whatever person she finds. Anyone she finds will get chased like mad. Chased like it's her job. Okay? And she will chase him, and she will be blasting paralyzes in every direction, which makes her chase all the more terrifying, because if you're paralyzed, you're sort of paralyzed. It makes you a little sucky at chases. No offense, but paralyzed people don't chase scene very well. And she finally, during her rage, finally starts shooting a black shot, the damaging black shot. It's not as bad as Geb's damaging black shots, but it's still a damaging black shot. It's still annoyingly terrifying. It's still able to kill you. And that is why she is the nuttiest of them all, the hardest rage to do, arguably, and definitely the most dangerous rage to do. But she also has lowest health, so it's often the quickest rage. Now, often you'll have a rogue doing rages for you. If a rogue is doing nut rage, please, I'm begging you, do not stand behind them, because she will see you, and she will run right over the rogue to get to you, and the rogue will get very happily smushed. Smushy smushed. So you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be the guy that gets the nice rogue killed, right? Because then you won't be allowed into any more tombs, and then you'll have a difficult time getting to 8-8. There we go, rage. So she says, this cannot be, you cannot succeed. Now, you'll notice that as soon as she raged, I sort of hid, and whoa! That was not expected. Okay, I did that really badly, because I was blind. And see, look at all those paralyzes. Those are all paralyzing. All those blue ones, I still paralyze shots. And you'll see when I become visible. Now, if you're far enough away, she won't see you. And you can hide behind the pillar. But when I'm visible, she's going to chase me like it's her job. And you can see that she finally gets herself some black shots. Let's see if I can get her to chase me here. 1 sec. Come. Yeah, there we go. See? Chase, chase, chase. Absolutely terrifying. And now she's over there. See what I just did there? She is very, very chasey. It's what she does. Look at her. She just doesn't even care. I'm actually going to clear a couple of these extra arts, but you'll see she just really just wants to give me a hug. She's just such a lovable person. So excellent. But that lovability is really short-lasting, and you'll notice that her paralyze makes it really easy to get chased down by her. And she'll often have an artifact sitting on her butt like that, which also makes it tough to kill her. She's just an absolutely insane rage. And she drops the most useless white bag, the Sphinx, which is rarely used ever by anyone. There we go, got her, and now you'll want to clear off some of the extra artifacts before you go in for your loot. And you might even want to clear them from Geb. Now before you awaken Geb, a lot of people, including me, will definitely suggest clearing off those artifacts, because we really don't want to be slowed while fighting Geb. I mean, he's already got his own slow shots, and look at all these artifacts. So if you just sort of shoot off to the side, like sort of purposely missing him, you'll hit a bunch of the artifacts, and they won't respawn, because they only respawn if their summoner is still around. So because Bess and Nut are dead, I can just sort of shoot off to the side like this. And you can see even just the artifacts themselves are fairly dangerous surrounding Geb. I mean, when they shoot, there's just a lot of green, and they do a bit of damage. So I'm just going to keep shooting off to the side and letting a couple of the artifacts get finished off here. And it goes pretty well. Okay, my pet's getting a few done too. Nice of him. He sort of has to make up for his little mistake with Nut, so that's good. And now you can see it's a lot less menacing. There's, a couple artifacts. And now, to start Geb. Now, Geb's a damage dealer, so his fight is actually really straightforward. He just shoots a lot of shots. Wow, surprising. He has no special effects until his special phase, when he'll shoot weakens, which isn't that nice, which is weird, because everyone else's special sort of messes with you, but his weakens don't do much, and it's not like his rage at all. But he'll shoot scarabs. Yes, those scarabs. And yes, you will get paralyzed, and yes, he will then immediately come near you and shotgun you in the face, which is very pleasant. But right now, those shots are armor-breaking shots, and that's all the bullets he has. He's actually safe to EP at this phase. And that's a very, very relative term. Very relative term, okay? But yeah, a lot of people actually EP him during this phase. And now, see, look at that. Scarabs and slows. It's actually not even a special phase. It's just a second phase. He'll start with scarabs. His scarabs are his real annoying one. This is why he's always last. Because his scarabs and his artifacts are absolute hell on earth. Because paralyze and his artifacts do tons of damage, and he does lots of damage, and he's got slows. He's just brutal. This is his special phase. Those shots are just like the Sphinx shots. They weaken you, which is not surprising. This is a tomb. Almost everything weakens you. The whole thing is designed to make you feel impotent. It's okay, because you're not. Because you're going to be 8-8 soon. So you just keep circling him, killing him down. It's a little bit scarier when you're not always invisible, but I mean, you can see now he's got dildo shots, which is what they're called, those big black ones. But you get used to them, and you can dodge them. And, I mean, his do a lot of damage, but they're not fast-moving. They're not hard to dodge. So, that's nice. Now, he's getting farther, and I'll show you. Artifact phase. Those artifacts, they shoot 3 little black shots. I'll actually drag one. They're very chasey, and they shoot those 3 shots in in 3 different directions. They stack up on top of each other, and those shots do tons of damage. Now, his pre-rage is actually his art phase. Yes, there's a lot of people that argue that he does do a phase shift in between, but he doesn't change his shot pattern. He just sort of changes where he is. He just sort of goes up farther from the center, so I don't count it as a phase shift. So he's already pre-rage. Now, his rage is actually the easiest to survive, the hardest to do. Okay, because with Nut, she chases. Bess stays at a medium distance, so you gotta expect, what does he do? He runs away like a coward, just like his archer friends outside. So how do you deal with him? You usually have to use Ghost Run, because he's gonna run away, he's gonna spawn extra scarabs, and he is going to shoot all the bullets. And then he's gonna shoot a couple more, because that's what he does. He's a sniper. He ends up basically making it so even when he's as far away as possible, it's still dangerous. Combining his artifacts with his bullets and his scarabs and just everything gets to you. And you can see that scarabs are extremely dangerous when there's all these artifacts around that do like 150 damage a shot, because they're going to chase you and stand on you and kill you. It's absolutely insane. He's absolutely brutal because of his artifacts. He himself, he's actually pretty dang weak and sort of just a nuisance more than anything. But his scarabs and his artifacts will get you dead, and they will do an excellent job of it. And they're fairly healthy, and you can see they're all stacked up in one shot. I guarantee you, if I get hit by 4 of those, I am dead. I can't survive a shotgun from those 4. So if I get hit by that, it's a one-hit KO to me. And I am not even lying. I'm not. That's why I keep cloaking. That's why I'm staying the hell away from those 4. I'm not risking it. Because there's like 6 now. There's just so many. So I like to, when there's a rogue doing him, I like to have someone be a magnet, which means they just sort of sit off to the side and let the artifact and the scarabs come to them. They kill the scarabs, but they actually leave the artifacts around to sort of drag them. Now, there is something you can do if you're really getting too many artifacts and you can't deal with it anymore. You can't take it anymore. There's too many. So what you do is you gather them up, which is absolutely terrifying. Look at that little swarm of scarabs of artifacts behind me. It's absolutely terrifying. You drag them around. Drag them around without dying, in theory. And you bring them into a side room, like this. And then you cloak and leave them there. Haha, scrubs! And now, whoa. And it makes it a lot easier having no artifacts. Okay, I need to drag them actually away for a second. It's really tough with the scarabs, though, as you see, but... Alright, come here, 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 come in, come in, come in, come in, come in. Welcome to my little hiding room, and now there's 4 less. It's very similar to when we were fighting the Mad Lab and we dragged things out, and now there's only 2 left in here. And he does have a limit to how many artifacts he can spawn, although that limit goes up when he rages, so that he'll shoot, even if you have them all hidden, he'll shoot more, and you'll see he has a couple that just sort of follow him around, like the shells on a Mario Kart game. Sort of circling him, tanking him, just like everyone else has. But it's a little bit simpler now. There isn't that massive wall of artifact to kill you, right? Although you could actually accidentally drag it in. I've done that a few times. I've gone near the entrance too many times, and eventually they all come back out, and I'm like, oh my god! But then you just drag them back out, and it's all good. So let's get this done, shall we? Ow, you see that? I took 1 shot and it brought me down to 2/3 health. Because, ow, artifact. That's what they do, though. Did he just rage? Yep. So he's at Argus and playing times. He goes to the center because he doesn't see me, and he'll run away if I get too close and visible. But his rage is actually really easy if you cloak, because you can just go in, do damage, get out. And go in, do damage, get out. Watch out for the paralyzed, though. Go in, and you'll see he has these 2 little arms of black shots that do a lot of damage, so go around and around and around and around and around and around. And that's pretty much his only shot pattern if you're invisible. If you're visible, he shoots a ton, in which case what you use usually is Ghost Rum, and it's risky. I'm just going to say it, you will die at least once doing it if you do it on a regular basis. Once he's dead, please don't go for your loot. It's just like the cemetery boss. If you go for your loot right now, you die, because his artifacts and scarabs are still around, and they're everywhere, and they will get you dead. But you kill them off, and then you can pick up your very sexy loot. 3/3, low risk, high reward. Well, it's high risk, but I survived it, and the way I played it was low risk relative. And that, my friends, is how you tune. Okay? Now, if you do kill the treasure room, if there's a treasure room, you can actually save it to the end, and if you do that, the bosses are a bit slower to move. So that's just a neat little thing. But I often find when I do that, I forget it, so I just like to kill them anyways. And a bit of speed doesn't change anything when you're max speed. So yeah, thanks for watching.